So I came across this post that somebody put out, and it's one of those things where you read it and your brain just kind of sits there for a second because it laid out the entire situation so cleanly. It said, college degree is worthless, rent is half your paycheck, AI is replacing your job, houses cost 20 times your salary, World War III started, and you might get drafted, and boomers are asking why you're stressed. And I just sat there like, yeah, that's it. That's the whole thing. Because whoever wrote that wasn't being dramatic. They were just describing Tuesday. And I think what gets me is that it's not one of these problems. It's not like one generation got dealt one bad card and had to figure it out. Gen Z got handed an entire deck and every single card is a joker. Like, pick any one of those things on that list, and that alone would be considered a generational crisis. We're not talking about one thing. We're talking about all of them hitting at the exact same time on the exact same group of people. Let's start with the college situation because that one especially drives me insane. The deal that was sold to every kid for the last 30 years was simple. Go to school, get a degree, get a job, have a good life. That was the whole pitch. Parents said it, teachers said it, guidance counselors said it, society said it, and millions of people followed that advice and took out massive loans to do exactly what they were told, including me. And now they're coming out the other side with a piece of paper that a lot of employers either don't care about or actively see as a yellow flag because it means you're walking in already 6 figures in debt and desperate enough to take anything. The system convinced people to buy into it and then quietly stopped honoring the deal while everyone was halfway through. Then you've got housing. And this one, I generally don't think people who bought homes 20 or 30 years ago fully understand how broken this is now. A house that somebody's parents bought for $80,000 is now sitting on the market for $600,000. The same house, same neighborhood, same square footage. And wages did not do that. Wages went up maybe 2 or 3 times. Houses went up 6 or 7 or 8 times. So the math that used to work just doesn't work anymore. And nobody really wants to say it out loud because too many people's retirement plans are tied to those inflated numbers staying exactly where they are. There is no version of this where a 24-year-old making $50,000 a year is buying a house in a major city without some kind of generational wealth transfer happening behind the scenes. And now AI is in the mix, which, for the record, I'm one of those people who thinks AI is automatically evil or that anyone building it is a monster. I'm not one of those people. But I also don't think we can sit here and pretend there isn't a very real pressure being put onto entry-level jobs. The whole idea was always that you start somewhere. You learn on the job, you build experience, and then you work your way up. But a lot of those starting somewhere jobs are being automated or compressed or eliminated entirely. So you've got people who did everything right, got the degree, applied for the roles, and now they're competing with 10,000 other applicants and a machine that can do the basic version of the work for almost nothing. And then, as a cherry on top of all of this, the geopolitical situation is genuinely unstable in a way that would have seemed like a movie plot 10 years ago. I'm not going to sit here and tell you World War III is happening because nobody actually knows what's coming. But the anxiety around it is real, and the conversations about drafts and military service are happening louder than they've been in decades. And young people are the ones who would be called up. The same people who are already financially underwater and professionally squeezed are now also sitting with that in the back of their heads. And through all of this, the criticism keeps coming. The laziness accusations, the avocado toast jokes, though we had it hard too, comparisons that completely miss the scale of what's different now. And I think the reason it stings as much as it does isn't even the criticism itself. It's the disconnect. It's the fact that the people doing the criticizing largely built their lives during a window when the math actually worked, when a single income could support a family, when a college degree meant something, when buying a house in your 20s was just what you did. And instead of acknowledging that the window closed, some people decided the problem must be the people standing outside it. The post had a whole Breaking Bad visual attached to it, which I thought was weirdly perfect, because that character made a series of desperate decisions inside a system that had already failed him. And a huge part of why the show resonated is that people understood the desperation, even when they didn't agree with the choices. That's kind of where a lot of young people are sitting. Not necessarily making bad choices, but being forced to operate in a structure that was designed for conditions that no longer exist. I don't have a clean solution to put at the end of this. I don't think there is one. But I do think there's value in just being honest that this is genuinely hard, that the stress is legitimate, that you're not weak, feeling crushed by a list of problems that would buckle anybody. The least useful thing anybody can do right now is pretend this is a mindset issue.